guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Brittany and today we are talking about the cost of living in Calgary in 2022. We're going to go through a list of items that you would expect in terms of expenses living in any city, and I'll break down everything and what the average costs are in Calgary in case you're looking to move here. The first item on this list is rent and mortgage. As you probably know, this is normally the biggest expense for anybody. Let's start with rentals. The rental site that I know of and that I've used in the past is called rentfaster.ca. This is where I got the majority of the figures and also the averages. I've rented in Calgary for about 6 years and I've been a homeowner for 2 years. The average 2-bedroom apartment is going to run you about $1,720 to around $2,000 depending on the amenities and the location. This is up about 25% from the previous year. Rent has gone up quite a bit to the point where it almost makes more sense that you purchase a place if you can afford to do so. The average house price in Calgary is currently around $510,000 to $520,000. This is from a few different websites that I looked at. The website that I was using the most when I was searching for properties, or anytime I have any interest in seeing what the prices are in the area, is remax.ca. You can search pretty much all of the MLS listings. There are other websites, but I do like the way that theirs is set up the most, and I also found it the easiest to use. The current interest rates from the Bank of Canada for a mortgage are about 5.95%. This is up quite a bit from the previous year. When I purchased my condominium about 2 years ago, my interest rate was about 1.74%. This was during the pandemic. I think we all kind of know that interest rates were quite low. So you can see that they've gone up a substantial amount. This is a big thing to take into consideration if you are looking to purchase property. So now let's move into transportation. I'm going to be going through what it costs to take things like public transit, as well as looking at the average costs of vehicles. So the prices on transportation can vary quite widely depending on where you live and whether or not you have a vehicle. If you're buying something like a used vehicle, I was looking on a website called Auto Trader. There's also a website called Kijiji, and it has a section called Kijiji Autos. This is where you can look for used vehicles. The average price that I was looking at for like a beater, which is a car that is pretty much on its last legs, a car that you're going to buy to just drive for a few years and pretty much drive it into the ground. The average price for a beater was about $2,500. And a lot of those vehicles had well over 300,000 kilometers on them. I did also find on the Kijiji Autos website a lot of vehicles that were around $1,000, but they either didn't run, like you couldn't actually drive them on the road, or they were part of an auction website where you just go in and bid on things that were repossessed. If you're purchasing a brand new vehicle, this price-wise can vary from, I would say, around $20,000 upwards of $100,000, depending on the make and model that you're looking at. I do think that new vehicles are priced relatively reasonably compared to the surge in the used auto market. Things have just gone up because of the chip shortage, so you'll see a lot of vehicles that are very old worth a lot more than they normally would be. This is something to take into consideration if you're moving to Calgary. You don't necessarily need a vehicle, but if you're going to want to go out to the mountains, if you're going to be living somewhere outside of a walkable area, then you probably are going to need a vehicle. Because of our harsh winters when it gets down to minus 25, minus 30 degrees Celsius, it can be pretty uncomfortable to be walking around outside, running errands, getting groceries, and carrying things around. Calgary also has public transit, which includes an LRT or a light rail train line, as well as the bus system. So you can get a monthly pass for about $112. Or if you don't want to go the monthly route, it's about $3.60 per fare. For about half of the year, I would say you could walk or cycle to work. If you're going to be cycling in the winter months, you might need to get something like a fat tire bike or take different methods of transportation during the winter months because, like I said before, it gets very chilly and you really have to bundle up if you're going to be cycling or walking. Insurance for vehicles, if you're going to be buying a vehicle, I would budget around $100 a month for insurance. Of course, this varies widely depending on what your history is in terms of insurance and driving, accidents, and all that kind of thing. I pay around $100 a month and I just have basic insurance. Gas is also around $1.50 a liter. That works out to about $5.69 per gallon for my American viewers. So gas is not cheap. If you are going to be buying a vehicle, I do recommend getting something that is really good on fuel consumption. Next up, we're going to be talking about food and groceries. This is another big expense item for us. We spend about $500 a month for 2 adults. We always end up shopping the sales, whatever is on sale, except for maybe a few items. We go ahead and plan our meals around that. We went grocery shopping last week and I decided to bring the camera along, and we're gonna go and take a look at what some of the prices are for items in the grocery store as of November 2022. So let's jump into the grocery haul for this. I'm gonna go through all of the groceries that we got today and just do a little quick haul for you guys. This is the receipt. So pretty long. This is like a standard weekly grocery shop, I guess you could say, or maybe every 2 weeks. We normally go to the Real Canadian Superstore. It's known for its deals, and you can also get a loyalty card, which gets you points, and then you can redeem it for free groceries. So the total for today's haul was $184.46. So I'm going to run through and show you guys how much food that gets you. Bars, some cereals, crackers, granola bars. So we got 2 full bars of cheese here, and they were on sale for $5.99 each. They're regularly $6.89. Next up, we got some sour cream. I don't know, this is just delicious for any kind of like Mexican dishes, nachos, tacos, whatever. So these were 2 for $8, and they're normally about $5 each. Next up, we have some fresh pastas. These were on sale for $3.50 each. We got a few pasta sauces. These were $3.79 each. That's a little bit on the pricey side. Next up, we grabbed a case of bubbly. This is one of the new flavors, just kind of a treat, something we wanted to try. Also a 6-pack of Coca-Cola bottles. Some lean ground pork. This was $5.49. Bacon was $6.79. The No Name brand is actually really quite good if you see it in different stores. It looks kind of cheap, like just the packaging looks cheap, but usually the ingredients are actually quite good and they're lower prices. So chicken can be quite expensive. We usually get something like a club pack or a bigger package. This was $22.68. Next up, we have a pork loin. This was just over $11, and a package of pork chops for $8.65. Package of peppers, I think this was like $5. We've got bananas as well. These are usually really cheap. I think it was like $1, maybe $2 for this. We got some mini potatoes, I think around $3. Green grapes, which are usually really expensive, but they were on sale for I think around $5. Of limes, these are like 50 cents each. Had to pick up some pumpkin spice creamer. This again is something that was a bit of a treat. It wasn't on sale. I think it was about $3. Chipotle crema. This was $2.79 if I remember correctly. Pineapple. This was, I believe, under $2. Some coconut milk, which was about $2. Package of burger buns. Regular rye bread from a local bakery. I also grabbed a couple of packs of these smaller tortillas because they were on sale if you bought 2. That's another thing about Superstore. They like to do the buy groups of 2 to get that sale price. So just pay attention to the signs in the actual store. And also if you are moving from out of town, make sure you get a PC Optimum card or the PC Financial MasterCard. That's how you'll build up a bunch of points and get groceries for free. The English muffins, these were on sale for $1.88. Cucumber, and then we grabbed deli meat as well. I do find the prices of deli meat fluctuate quite a bit, but this package, which was about 310 grams, was $6.20. Next up is phones and internet. Again, this can vary widely depending on what type of service you go with, how fast you want it, how many gigs you need if you're on a family plan. We have 3 major telecom companies in Canada. That is Bell, Rogers, and TELUS. We also have other telecom companies that are smaller like Shaw, Koodo, Public, Fido, Freedom. There's a ton. I use a internet company called Tech Savvy that uses TELUS's network, and it's about $60 a month for unlimited amounts of data, about 30 megabytes a second download, 5 megabytes a second upload. For phone plans, I am with a company called Kudo, and my bill is about $50 a month. That gets me 6 gigs of data and unlimited calling and texting and all of that good stuff. The next item on the list is utilities. So for electricity, we use a company called Enmax. There's a lot of different companies that you can use. If you're coming from Ontario, it's not called hydro here. We don't have hydro Ottawa. We don't have any kind of hydroelectricity. It's just straight up electricity, and it's about $50 a month for 1,000 square feet. That is how big my condo is, and that's about an average of how much I pay per month for electricity. For water, if you own a home, I looked up a few things on the City of Calgary website, and it said that about $112 a month is a good average. For garbage and recycling, again, if you own a home, you'll have to pay for this. If you're renting or you own a condo, you probably won't, but that works out to about $24 a month, and that is when the city will come and grab your bins, get rid of your garbage and recycling for you. So now let's jump into entertainment. This can be any budget. You can totally pick what you want to do if you want to do anything at all. If you're on a tight budget, you don't have to have much entertainment. This does not include things like streaming services. A typical meal at a restaurant where you're going in and just having something simple like a burger and french fries is probably going to run you between $15 and $25. Usually that meal will come with a side. If you want to go out and do like a nice dinner out and go out for steaks, I'd say your average is around maybe $30 to $50 per person for a nice dinner out. A pint of beer, again, this can vary. If you're going to certain bars on their special nights, you can get beers for as low as like $4 or $5. You can also get things like highballs on happy hours for like $4 or $5. If you're going to a local craft brewery, usually their full pint is around $6. Look at each restaurant's specials and try to go on those days. You can save quite a bit of money on your entertainment budget. Cineplex is the theater that we go to the most. There's also a theater called Landmark, and there's a few other cinemas as well as some like smaller mom and pop type cinemas that you can check out. Usually Tuesdays are the cheap nights where you get like half price movie tickets. A standard ticket at Cineplex is about $13 per adult, and that's just for a regular movie, like not a 3D movie or anything special. Popcorn and a drink combo for 2 people will run you about $20 to $30. So a night out to the movies for 2 people, you can estimate about $50. And again, with entertainment, it can vary widely depending on what you like to do. There are tons of free activities in Calgary. Calgary is always doing stuff downtown. You can go outside and just explore the city and see what things are going on. And of course, there's also ticketed events. So it depends on what you like to do, but if you do live downtown, there is a lot more opportunity to do cheap and free things because you can just walk to and from whatever's happening in the downtown area. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment below if you have any questions about what things cost in Calgary. I'd love to hear from you and give you guys some more information. If you have any other questions and you're considering moving to the city, let me know, drop me a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.